הביתה, כמה טוב לראות אותך שוב. ספר מה נשמע, ספר איך היה, ולמה לא שלחת גלויה, לא שלחת גלויה. כמה טוב שבאת הביתה, קצת רזה, אך מה זה חשוב. עשית חגים, עשית דברים, ראית קצת צבעים אחרים, ראית קצת צבעים אחרים, כן, צבעים אחרים. אך כמה שטוב אתה כאן, כמה שטוב אתה כבר כאן, כמה שזה טוב טוב, כמה טוב שבא.
Ярким головой поджиг прумах, волна барьях, мол бенкерер, Мистерско законно волта дума, печник был, вот разер, мой компаньер, за караоке, ты ма бенкер шелах,
We had a production company in Australia. We were asked if we would do it, and we accepted, and that's how it started. Fun began.
We are talking about, everyone will say what happened since then. So I'm telling you about myself. I came back to Israel. I didn't marry any guy like the other guys that stayed there and married the American girls. I didn't. I came back. I decided to start at the Academy of Dancing in Jerusalem 1 year, and maybe the second year I'll register in New York. And then I met a nice guy that stands beside me, as you see. And since then I worked at schools as a physical education teacher, and I was dancing in groups, you know, the university group, and I married, and with 3 kids and 3 grandchildren.
And 4 grandchildren. We had a new one just a couple of months ago.
And that's it.
Thank you everybody for coming. It really is my privilege to be here, and I was one of the members who stayed behind in the United States, stayed in Miami. Of course, I started a family. I raised 5 children, and I got divorced with 5 children, which was a very difficult time in my life, but I really overcome it. And I married to another woman by the name Heather, who is from Jamaica. She's an amazing woman. And I started to work for architects and also landscape designers. And I've been doing in the past quite a few years, doing designs for one of the largest facilities in Miami, such as hotels, schools, hospitals, and also very large homes. And I'm truly, truly happy with my life, because what Jerry and Gina did is they had really gave me the opportunity to go through the very things that I'm doing today. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here today. I probably would have been who knows where. So thank you very much for both of you.
Thank you.
Went to Australia, then I decided to come to the United States to pursue acting. And I did, and I worked, and I enjoyed my life. Did not get married, did not have children, very happily so.
Awesome. You can share with me, Chas.
I'll give you a couple of mine, don't worry.
And I just retired, traveled a lot of it thanks to Yaakov Noe. And I'm having a ball, just as you.
Amazing, 44 years in 2 minutes.
Yes.
1.5 hours.
I don't know how you do it, but it's quite a challenge. No question that Gina and Jerry were the ball that shot the arrow, which is all of us, into a different destiny. And then, like in the river,
We started going through places without knowing where we were going to end. I ended up together with Melly in Miami, already married, had 2 kids over there. I put my own one-man show in Miami, it was very successful. From there I moved to Los Angeles. Within 2 months, did a 2-night show with Johnny Carson, then some HBO special. Then we went through divorce, but we're still very good friends. Have 2 grandchildren, which are wonderful. I traveled the world for the past 30 years, more than 30 years, on board cruise lines, performing and making people laugh, which I love doing. I was for the past 32 years, engaged on a spiritual path with meditation and yoga. And sometimes I have the occasions to teach meditation. My life is very peaceful. I love being here, seeing everybody. I come to Israel maybe once a year, sometimes twice. And I'm moved to see so many of you here, especially Jerry and Gina. We had a chance to see each other twice in the States. And I hope we'll have this thing again at some point, continue. I love you all, and I wish love for everyone. Thank you.
Gadi and me got married. I'm working in the Office of Defense, the last 16 years. My father came to visit me in Hong Kong.
Yes.
He came from Thailand to Hong Kong. And, and he saw the show sometimes. And I was the solist of Abel Kirli. And it's traditional song, and he remembered it from his grandfather. And always he reminded me in the years, during the years, this song. And on his last day in the hospital, I don't know even he heard me, but it jumped to my mind, and I started to sing to him. Aben aben yakirli, yakirli, And after a few hours he gone. So this is a baby, and this is because of you.
Thank you. רפי בן משה, למי שלא יודע, היה המעבד המוזיקלי של כל המופע הזה.
לא ידעתי מה יקרה פה היום. מה שקרה לי, שאני שכחתי מכל המופע הזה. לא זכרתי שמורי דיברה איתי ואמרה, תשמע, תבוא ותשמע, יש דיסק מיוחד וכל השירים, העיבודים הנהדרים שעשית. אמרתי לעצמי, אני עשיתי לימודים? אני לא זוכר, כשאני עושה עיבודים, אז יש לי תווים, יש לי משהו. לא זכרתי שום דבר. זכרתי שהיו כמה בנים ובנות, אבל זה היה מאוד מטוסטש. זכרתי רק שיענקלה קלוסקי עבד איתכם. אבל מה אני עשיתי שם?
See, that's what happens when you are aging in Israel, not in the States.
מאוד התרגשתי שבאתי הנה וקיבלתי מכם את קבלת פנים כזאת חמה ולבבית מכל מיני אנשים שבקושי זכרתי אותם, שאלתי אותם בשמותם, ואני נורא שמחתי אני קמתי לתחייה פה. ואני קיבלתי את הדיסק הזה ואני שומע אותו מטושטש. אני בדרך באוטו שמוע אותו בפירוט ואני אראה גם איזה שגיאות עשיתי יכול להיות. אתם הכרתם אותי כבר כמוזיקאי ותיק, פחות או יותר בנושא, ועובדה שעבדנו יחד, כנראה שעבדנו בסדר אחד. אחרת לא הייתם כל כך צוחקים אליי, פחדתי שהפה גם... שוב פעם חזרתי ללמוד באוניברסיטה ולמדתי מוזיקולוגיה, שזה מילה גסה מאוד במוזיקאים, זה דברים כאילו מוזיקאי צריך לעשות בתיאוריה של המוזיקה. מה יש לעשות בתיאוריה? תנגן וזהו, תתופף. אחרי כמה, 5 שנות מחקר ועבודה שדה גדולה, ואני שמח עם זה היום שאני כבר לא עושה במוזיקה ישראלית, אין לי מושג בניגוני חבל. ובכל זאת, אין כמו מוזיקה. ואתם שרים כל כך יפה, ואני שמח שיש לי חלק בזה, שאתם גם שרים יפה. מה, אני אשם בזה?
כן.
אז תודה. אני מאחל לכם כל טוב, אני אפרד מכם לשלום.
Gina and Jerry, I haven't too much to tell you, just to tell you thank you very much about beautiful performing, and you open the world to see a lot, and you beautiful people, and I wish you all the best.
הפולניות בוכות הלילה.
Going back 44 years, it's a bit of tough business. But right now, seeing everybody and seeing the beautiful presentation that Micha made for us, I feel myself like I'm 22 years old and I start to remember all the names of the girls I met here and there. I remember one girl in St. Louis, the blonde one that you saw in the presentation. Her name was Jenny, and I was in the room with Gadi because he was my roommate, and we had to move from St. Louis, if somebody remember where to, I can't remember anymore. She wanted to follow us. Chicago. She said, Chicago, okay. She said, I'm coming with you. I said, no, you can come with us, you know, this St. Louis, Chicago is another girl waiting for me probably. She couldn't accept the idea that we're going to leave. She went up to the roof of the hotel, threatening us that she's going to jump.
Oh my God!
If you don't take me, I'm going to jump.
Wow!
So immediately, you know, the police, we called her parents, and her parents said, okay, you're going to follow him, don't worry. She went home, and since then, I didn't see her anymore. So that's what the end of the story.
And she didn't jump.
Anyway, when I can't forget, you know, the beautiful, really the beautiful time we spent together. We were very young. We were 22s and 23s and 24, most of us. And okay, came back to Israel 1972, Yom Kippurim, the war. And this is something really interesting because I was in the Southern Command Entertainment Group together with Yonit, and Itzik is here.
He was a soldier, and I came to sing for him.
Wow. Soldier, 23 years old, after 1 year, you know, with all the guys and the girls around the world, you know, it was really, it's like a big contrast. Anyway, since then I got married. Unfortunately, 2.5 years ago, I lost my wife, and my son is here, my daughter, Daniel. My daughter, she lives in Italy. I have a beautiful grandchild. As my work, I'm back in the show business. I'm vice president of Fashion TV International, you know, the TV channel. That's my life. I live in Thailand, in Bangkok, since 10 years. And whoever comes to Thailand, whoever wants to visit one of the beautiful islands of Thailand is almost most welcome.
So I performed, and then I joined a group, musical ensemble for people, 2 girls and two boys.
You're talking about Achim
V'Achayot, yes.
They are very popular. So she was part of this group, and Tati Gal was also in this group for a time, right?
And I was there for 16 years. We made a break in this group for 20 years, and we came back for another 8 years. And so we made many records, and we went abroad to perform, and we performed here in Israel in festivals and many places. And in between, I used to do many things. I used to make cakes, sculptured cakes. But people didn't want to cut the cakes because they were very beautiful. Last 10 years, 11 years, I teach vocal, I told you, vocal singing. That's it.
The travel group influenced me, and I got the virus traveling since then. And 1 year after I came to Israel, I became air hostess. Almost now it's 42 years. I have another 3 years for retired, and I'm beginning to be sad for now because I really don't want to leave the work. I love my work very much. I like to work with people. I like all around to travel all over.
So what can I tell you? I'm a grandmother for 3 kids. The biggest is almost 12. I have a son, beautiful son, which you saw in the picture, 2 sons in each side of me. He's 40 years old. His name is Niv, and he's a yogist. He's a very nice person, outside and inside. And the other son, I made a birth to him when I was 44, and he's 18 now. He's in the army, so there's a gap of 20 years between them. He can be a father of him. I'm still dancing. I was a professional dancing in Bachela Dance Company for 9 years. I was also a choreographer for the company. I was traveling all over the world to perform. But the first time for me when I was 22 to be in Hong Kong, a small Israeli Haifa girl, 20 years old girl, coming to Hong Kong with a camera, I was saying all the time, wow, 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 it was amazing, amazing opportunity, a present from you. And it's beautiful. Life is beautiful, and you're beautiful, and beautiful guys. And thank you for coming to my house.
Thank you.
I work on cruise lines, just as Irid works on planes. We go from one place to another, we travel a lot. So when you travel, you spend a lot of time at the airports. And airports are probably the best place to study people. And what I like to do, I like watching people standing in lines, staring at their watches. And I think the watch was probably invented by a religious person who stood in line waiting for Jesus Christ. No, really. There was this man in front of me going, Jesus Christ. And he was Jewish. I guess when you're in a hurry, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob just doesn't make it. Neither does Muhammad nor Buddha. You don't see too many people go, Buddha. But the fun thing in the airport is to watch security men playing detectives. I recently flew from Heathrow Airport, and I was approached by a skinny fellow named Hajjal. He looked like this. He goes, sir, may I have your passport and ticket, please? And although his lips were moving, I thought someone else was talking. So I went, passport and ticket? Well, I gave him my passport, my ticket. He asked me all kinds of questions. Then he got very personal. He said, Mr. Noy, why is your nose crooked? So I said, well, that's my mother's fault. She breastfed me only on one side. Well, meanwhile, there was a long line of people behind me who I figured could use a good laugh. So when Mr. Hajjal asked me, Mr. Noy, who packed your luggage? I couldn't resist. I went, Woody Woodpecker. But you know what? He didn't know him. Because he said, is he traveling with you? Well, I finally on the plane, and with the plane I took off to Egypt. And those of you who had a chance to be in Egypt, You know, you go to Giza, by the pyramids, and as I was watching the Egyptians and the tourists, they all were bargaining about riding a camel. And then once they were on the camel, they were willing to pay a fortune just to get off the camel. So watching all this, I put together a routine which I like to share with you. You will see the Egyptian, the tourist, and the camel, and you will decide who is who. And here it is, presenting for you. It's called The Tourist in Egypt. Maestro, Muzika.
end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my face, of which I'm certain. I lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets I've had a few, but then again too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through. without exemption. I planned each charted course, each at full step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way.
זה היה יומי הראשון ללבוש את החזייה. מסתירה ניצנים קטנים. קיוויתי שגם הבנות יגיעו. אבל כמו תמיד הבנים סובבו אותי. הם משכו ליבה. הם משכו ליבה. עוד יום הולדת מלא תהפוכות. אחרי שעפתי אותה מביתי, נעלבת מהאינטימיות הפולשנית, פתאום נזרק פתק מחלון המטבח. ובזאת ברצוני לבקש ממך חברות. חברות פירושה מחויבות טוטלית. שלך לתמיד. עמי. כעבור 3 שנים עזב אותי בשביל מלכת כיתה אחרת. אחת שטובה במתמטיקה.